everyone, FSG here, hope you're all doing well. Now, OS Farms has just dropped their first public version of Forest River, North Dakota. I've been keeping an eye on this on Facebook for quite a while now, so I was delighted when I saw this dropped the other day. So we are going to have a quick look around this, and I have to say, so far, very impressed with it. It has given me some real Flint Hills vibes, and if you've watched the channel for a while, you'll know Flint Hills was the map that really got me started and really started seeing some real channel growth. So a little bit of nostalgia wrapped up in this one as well, I've got to say. It's a 4X map, so PC only, do bear that in mind. We are going to go and have a look around and see what we can see. There's a lot of open space and a lot of empty space where there are just fields, as you would expect in this area of the world. But where there are buildings and there is a town here, they're done very, very nicely. So we'll touch on those as well. And we'll do a little bit of a fly around so you get an idea for the vastness of this. It's very, very good indeed. But we have started in new farmer mode. So if I turn around here, you'll see probably, I think, the most defined farm on the map. There are a few other areas where you can farm, and we'll drive around. We'll have a look at some of those as well. You can see we've got a nice amount of equipment here, nice farmhouse there as well. We've got some bins, a Quonset hut there as well, some appropriate machinery and a truck there as well. We are going to take the Jeep that is here. You can see the train passing there as well as we head over to the truck. And over there you can see one of the main kind of production areas or sell point areas as well. We've got quite a few things on here. But let me just read, before we go too far, the interesting and quite nice little Google Doc that OS Farms gave us with the map here. So the map originally started back in August of 2023 and finished in March of 2024, and later converted to FS25 in January of 2025. It is a 4X map based in the northern Red River Valley region of North Dakota. The Red River Valley provides a perfect place for crops diversity, which makes it one of my favourite regions in the US Midwest. Here you will see corn, soybeans, pinto beans, which have been added to the map as a new crop, navy beans, kidney beans, wheat, barley, oats, alfalfa, sunflowers, potatoes, and more importantly, sugar beets. The map is located 40 minutes south of Drayton, North Dakota, where the Crystal Sugar Company factory processes the sugar beets that are grown here. This provides a variety of crops to choose from to enhance the harvesting experience. Because who wants to grow just corn and soybeans anyway? Now, OS goes on to say the map is pretty polished. I made it a while ago, so there are things I would have done differently and would like to redo, but it's in a good state as is. There will likely be updates in the future for bug fixes that the public release will bring. The performance on the map is pretty good for the amount of objects on the map. The map is precision farming compatible with a custom soil map. If you wish to use anhydrous on the map, you must have Thunder's PF config mod installed, which we have. We also have 32% N, 28% N anhydrous, and starter for fertilizer add-ons. Thanks to KJM Modding for integrating. Then he goes on to thank a load of different modders who've helped him get it to this point. But the results, pretty damn good. So before we jump into the truck and have a little bit of a drive around, you can see this collection of fields in the middle is what you get in the starter farm. So you have a good choice of fields to start with. The smallest field on the map is right there, number 38, that you can see just in front of us there, 2.45 acres and just $12,500 to buy. And at the other end of the scale, if we zoom right out here, up at the top here, field 11 there, zoom in on that, that is 236 acres and costs 1.1 million. Now, on top of that, you can see a lot of these square fields, you know, there's a batch of them up in the top there and running along the bottom, all sitting around about the 140 to 150 acre size and around about 750,000 each. So very big fields indeed, which is great. You can see we've got the town just below our farm there and the main kind of central area of the map. We've got the lovely Red River, of course, running through the map, starting in the bottom left-hand corner and finishing up there in the top right-hand corner. There are little, I guess, kind of farm areas and different areas of the map that you could start on, but the main farm is definitely this one in the middle. But we'll drive around. What we'll do, we'll head south from here and we'll run along this bottom road so we can see some of those other areas. We'll drive past, there's a dealership down here and things like that as well. Then we'll pop up, we'll have a look at the kind of main production area and sell points, and then we'll take a run up to the top of the map. Like I said, there's not masses out on these top roads and things like that. It is very, very field-based up here. I'm sure there'll be lots of little bits and pieces that we can have a look at along the way. But just take in and appreciate the size of this when we're driving around. I always like to do this with 4X maps. It's just get in and drive, because it does take a little while to get places. So without further ado, let's fire up the engine on this and take it for a little spin. So pop the HUD up as well, because I know you like to see in the bottom corner where we're going, to give yourself an idea of what's what. We are actually stuck there next to a flower pot or something. But let's head on out of here. Like I said, you've got a dealer just down the road here, but over to the left there you've got productions like anhydrous, buy point, seed, fertilizer, all of that stuff, sell points as well for the for some of the crops and things like that. This is where you hire your train as well. Head over while no train is coming. But we're going to head down the road. Now, bear in mind, we are in the middle of the map here. So, just keep an eye on the time, 8:48 in the morning. We're going to run down the side here, and this is where they've got a very nice town. Lots of houses running down our right-hand side there, and then over on the other side, the main town itself. And in fact, we'll pop into here and just have a little drive around. We won't go through all of it, but we will just definitely have a look at layout a little bit so you can get an idea for it. We've got people hanging around, bit of life to it, which is nice, cars parked up and things like that. But let's go down one of these roads here and you can see, like, you could start your own lawn mowing business if you wanted. Lots of big lawns and grassy areas here. As we go around here, some nice signage, even things like the mailboxes and things like that. It does feel pretty good. And then we'll roll around here again. Do our best to stop at the stop sign before we carry on, and then we'll jump back onto the main road. But as you can see, very nicely finished, I've got to say. Right, back across the railway line and back onto the road here, and now we are going to run down this very straight road to the next big junction that we come across here. We have got the dealership just sitting on the left hand side here. Case dealership. Not a lot going on there, big open space there for your machinery purchases to be collected. We'll not go down this road yet, but again you can get an idea for the size of some of these fields. That is one of the 140, 150 acre fields ahead of us there, and there are multiples of those on the map. I mean multiples. They stretch right across the map, and just look at the size of them. Absolutely insane. And here we are getting to the bottom of the map. Now, this is one observation that I have kind of spotted, is the map border. We've got trees right along here, along this edge, but we don't have it on every field. I'm okay with that, because he has tried to put some of the trees off into the distance, and to be honest, you don't really notice. I mean, people will say that they will notice it, but when you're driving in a tractor, if you're flying in the air using easy dev to do things, of course you will notice it. But like even here now, if I stand, just a few meters away from the edge, it's not that bad. It's not that off-putting, is it? I mean, if you really, really want to, you can run a row of trees along the edge to sort it out yourself. But I can live with that. There's still a border here. Look, we've got a nice big grass space here. And the limitation really is the size or the scale that they ask you to put the PDA kind of background image in. That's what, if you could put that in at a high res, that would change things immensely. But space here to plant some trees if it really, really bugs you. For me, I can live with it. There's a good map border there. You don't fall off the edge of the world. but equally, if you want to put some trees there, that is your prerogative. I don't think it takes anything away from the map, to be honest. So let's do a U-turn here. Bear in mind that was us just driving half of the map there. So let's roll back up here. And we'll cut across at the shop, or the dealership. We will cut across and go and have a look at some of the other areas, because some very nice little areas that you could kind of kickstart your own little farm with if you don't want to use that kind of base game starter farm. There are some required mods with this, and when I say they're required, you don't need them. The game will load, the map will load without them. You will just have empty spaces on the map in certain places, so do bear that in mind. There aren't many, I think there's about 10 in total. So just consider that when you're loading in, although he does provide it as a fully zipped up set of files, so you can grab those. I will put a link to that in the description as well, so you can go and download it. Here's one of the other farms here, with one of the required mods, which is this pretty epic shed. So we'll just roll in here. Couple of onset huts there, and we've got 4 silos behind that. As you can see, we'll need an auger for those, but quite big open yards here. There you go, there's your bins, and this huge, I think it's 100 by 200 meter shed, which we probably won't be able to open because we haven't bought the land. Maybe we will. Oh, we will be able to go inside. There we go. But yes, you are gonna not need to worry about machinery storage in here, are you? Wow. Absolutely massive. Big roller doors there and everything. So, there you go. Let's head out of here. We'll keep going along this road until we get to the end, because I think there are a couple more little areas that we can look at. Using my bearings there, didn't know which way to go. But again, these monumental fields. Look at this one in front of us. Absolutely ridiculously big. If you like your big machinery and your big fields, man, this is for you. 6 Nexats running in this field, it's still going to take you a good few hours to do. It is gargantuan. And again, down this side, smaller fields, but still absolutely massive. So we'll run along here. We're going to get a little bit closer to the river here, which will be worth just a little look. Again, if we stop here and look up there, we've got another house. I mean, you could wipe that out completely and build your own little small holding there to get yourself started. We're running along the side of the river here, which is quite nice. You can see the river over there cutting through the land. Beautiful. And again, we could spin off down here. I think there is some more housing if we look down here. An entrance in here as well. I think possibly just, yes, a house down here with a few more bins and a yard at the back, but nothing much in terms of sheds down here. So again, quite a blank canvas this for you to do what you want with, which is quite nice. Nice few options there. Ready-made farms if you want them, but also relatively empty spaces if you want to be a bit more creative. So to give you context, we started there at the main farm. We've headed down here. We headed right to the end here, and then we've doubled back on ourselves. There's the dealership there, and we've had a look at the big farm there with the blue shed. And then we're just tucked into this little area here. We've driven past the river there, running along the edge of the road, and then that was that huge field that we looked at there. So we'll head back now. We'll just run over here, and then we'll probably run up and back in here to give you a little bit more of an idea of what's happening in terms of kind of fields. Just give you a feel for the place, to be honest. Now, while we head back to the dealership here, I will say, if you're not following OS Farms on Facebook, well worth a follow. He's put out some very nice mods so far this year, including a very nice international truck, but probably most important of all, and particularly because we've got this map now. He has reworked some anhydrous toolbars and tanks, which will come in very handy for this map. They are already out now. By hitting the play game button on his Facebook page, it will take you off to a link to download them all. Remember, download them directly from the modder. Don't go and grab them off the money-grabbing, greedy mod sharing sites. If you can support the modder directly, please do that. Right, here we are, back off the gravel road, back onto the main road here. I'm very conscious I didn't stop there for the stop sign, but I could tell it was quiet. And we'll just run along the bottom here. Again, look at this field. I mean, we're just driving at 70 miles an hour here. And it's going, and it's going, and it's going, and it's going. Crazy, isn't it? So good. Makes it feel a lot more realistic. My favourite size of map, I think, is 4x. Because it just gives you that sense of, I guess, bigger fields and more realistic, especially for areas of the world like this. I get it in the UK, we don't have such big fields. In a lot of areas of the UK we do down south, but certainly this gives it a whole new sense of scale in the US, where you'd expect to see fields of the size. So there you go, another crossroads here, another gravel road down there, and we're going to just run up here. As you can see, we've got a couple of bins and a home there that we can use as well if you want to. So lots of opportunities to kind of create your own gameplay here. Small shed there, and a house, but not much else. The railway line here, so just need to be cautious going across there. And run up the road past that just tiny little small holding there. And even the smaller fields, I mean, this is a relatively small field, this one, 56. Still big. Right, here we are. You see how far we've driven now. We are just here. I was going to run along here, but actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to run up to the top here, run along the top, and then we'll run back down to give you just another little look at this area. Slightly different field shapes up here and things like that. And there is a sugar beet kind of processing or sell point up here that we should really go and see as well. There we go. Just as we head off from that junction there, you can see we've got another little farm there that you could utilise if you wanted to. Very nice. I do like the not sure if these are power lines or telephone lines, but nice to have them zigzagging across the road. Again, all the signage adds to things as well. We've got another side road down there just taking you off some of the other fields. We've got these irrigation points in the corner of some of the fields as well, which is cool. Across that little creek there. There we go, another house there as well. No sheds there, but look at that. Look at that amount of grass there. You could very quickly level that and put a few sheds up if you wanted to. That's 29. Very small field there. Probably one of the smallest on the map. Over the river here as well. We saw in the bottom corner. It's wound its way all the way up here over the bridge. You can see we've actually got some bends in the road here as we follow the contour of the river up to the top of the map. Around we go. Again, more paths going off there. I don't know if there's actually any homes in here, or this is a little area for this could be a little park or something. But there maybe there's a shed missing there we've maybe missed off, but again, big open space if you want to put some buildings down there. Opportunity to build your own farm. And let's roll around here and head up to the top as we go back to, this is the biggest field on the map, this one here, 240 acre field. Absolutely, I mean, it just disappears to the other end of the map. It's insane. So very cool indeed. So we'll just head up to the top here. Like to see we're at the top half of the map now, very top corner of the map. And we will hang a left here down to this sugar beet pile, and then back down to the main area in the middle. So here we are, this huge sugar beet pile, this processing plant here where you can just roll in. It's got a weighbridge just here, roll around here, over the weighbridge, and then down and tip just in front of it. In here, the tip point's around about here. Trigger just in there so you can reverse up and tip them out. Very cool. Very cool and a bit different. Different way of getting rid of your sugar beets. Right. One last run down a very straight road and back to the major sell points and buy points in the middle of the map. Look at it stretching all the way down there. So we'll come back in a couple of minutes when we get into town. Right, here we are back on real roads rather than gravel. Now I think I can get in this way, so we'll just roll around here. And I think along to this junction here, and then we can turn down. And you can see all the major buy and sell points here. Round we go. Right, first up, anhydrous. So you can pick that up there. And if we roll around here, we've got a probe there for your grain. You've got grain sell points along here. You've got your fertilizer, dry and liquid setups here. You've got some grain bins here. You can load up the train as well. Sell off map should you want to. It's a nice touch. All the official signage there, which is quite nice. And then down here we have got the animal dealer. Very cool indeed. Looking across the road there, we've got the Forest River Bean Co. So we obviously have the one new crop on the map as well. If I go to crop types and scroll down here, you can see at the bottom there, we have got pinto beans. And as maps go, I think I've pretty much driven around the majority of the map. Like I said, everything's concentrated in the middle, pretty much, and the fields are absolutely ginormous. So if that's your thing, I'm very pleased to say this is already out now. Now remember, this is public version 1. There are always teething problems with maps. There's just so much stuff in here, it's almost impossible to be able to catch everything until it is released and more people are playing it. So do bear that in mind. Make sure you feed back anything you find to help OS make the amends and tweaks that he might need to do. But in the meantime, enjoy it, have fun with it, and I certainly will be having a little dabble in this, no question. It is a very nice map and definitely piques my interest with those very big fields. So, with all that done, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again very soon. Take care. Bye for now.